Oh yeah. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in again. As you can see, we are in the garage with the Nissan Frontier. This is my 23 Pro 4X, and if you followed along with the channel for a while, you know that a company called AUXITO has sent us out a few of their new products to test out, and they actually sent out a message saying, hey, we made this new product, do you want to check it out? And now, you may be asking, well, why are you talking about Nissan specifically? Now, I don't know if it is only this brand of vehicle, but I happen to have a 2018 Nissan Pathfinder as well, and I'm going to explain to you exactly why you should pick up this product that they sent out. I'm going to unbox it, show you how to use it, and I'll give you an example of why you should pick this up specifically for Nissan. So what they've sent out to us today for this video is their new jump starter kit. This is a J503. Basically, what this is a big battery pack with enough juice in it to actually hook up to your battery and jump start a vehicle. Doesn't have to be Nissan, but I'm going to show you exactly how this works today. As you can see, it comes with your little positive negative alligator clamps, but again, this is to boost your battery if something happens to be dead. So let's open this up. I'll show you exactly what you get with it, and I'll show you how to hook it up to the battery and just how to use it. And before we get actually into the package, here is a little bit of the product specs. If you want to know anything more about it, here's all your numbers. And if you're looking to pick up your own, that's the website you're looking for. And I'll also drop a link down below to make it easy if you want to pick one of these up for yourself. All right, so when you open up the box, you pull out their awesome little carrying case here. It's a hard case. It's got a nice sturdy handle, flexes, it's comfortable in your hand, not super heavy, and it all zips closed. Black and yellow, that's AUXITO's colors. So let's unzip it and show you exactly what's inside. Alright, so I've messed around with this a little bit already, but inside the box, first off, you get your user manual. You won't really need this after this video, but you get it if you need a little refresher once yours arrives. Then you get this little flap in the middle. What this is just a little protective layer. It's a skinny little foam piece, so when this is closed, you don't have the hard plastic rubbing up against the battery pack. Then, to go along with the battery pack, you have two different USBs. This is USB A to C, and this is USB C to C. So you get both because not only is this able to jump your battery if your battery dies, but it's also a battery bank. So you can plug in your phone, your laptop, whatever, using the USBs, and this will actually charge it out of the power in this component itself. And then, of course, being a jumper cable or a jumper box, you get your two little jumper cables here. So you got your positive, negative. It's probably only about a foot, but again, you're not hooking this up to another car, so it doesn't have to be long. You got your two little ends there. You can see one is round and one has the flat end. So when you plug it into the battery pack itself, you don't have to worry about getting them backwards. And then all you got to do is hook up positive to positive, negative to negative. All right, and then inside the case, you get the little white baggie around it so you don't get it scratched. But this is your AUXITO J503 jump starter. And basically, it's just a big battery pack that punches enough power to help you boost the car. If you happen to lose the operating manual and you don't remember how to use this, they have a quick startup guide right on the back. So again, it gives you your outputs and voltages for everything on the side of the box, and it tells you exactly how to use it. Attach the clamps. Obviously, it's going to be hooked up to the battery already. Press the start button, push start, ready to go. Get in your vehicle and push the start stop button to try and fire it up. If that doesn't work, or this won't kick on, you can force start it. And basically, you see the little lightning bolt button. You hold that down for 7 seconds, and it's going to force it to try to start the car. But on the front here now, when we take a look at it, you can see you got your power button, start, that's the one. Once you're hooked up to the battery and this thing tells you it's ready, you push start and it'll go. As for the light, so you can see right now we're not hooked up to anything. We're at 74%. I was messing around with this thing, but it's blinking red and green. Once you hook this up to the battery, that's going to go solid green. That means you're ready. Then you hit that start button and boom, it'll start doing its thing. Give it a minute or two, see what happens. Obviously, if your percentage starts dropping, that's a good thing. It means it's taking the battery from the booster here into your car battery, and then again, just like the box said, you go in, hit the start button, and see if it'll fire up. Another nice thing that comes with all AUXITO stuff is if you hold this down, you can see we have a nice bright LED on the front. So if you're stuck out, your truck's dead in the bush, it's the middle of the night, obviously your battery's dead, you're not going to have lights. This thing has a massive LED on the bottom. Now obviously my garage has got the lights on, but it's a nice thing to have. You're going to be able to see what you're doing. You're not going to be fumbling around in the dark. And then of course, to turn it back off, you just hold it back down and she turns off. And then this is the force start button right here. So again, if it's not working, you hold it down, fire it up, and let it do its thing. Now, we haven't had it hooked up to the battery, so lifesaver thing for itself. It's got nothing plugged in. It's just me messing around with the buttons. It's going to turn itself off to save the battery. So now if you do have something plugged in, you come to the end here, and now you can see they're all labeled as well. You got your DC out, Type C in and out, USB 1 and 2 out, and then jump start. So of course, this being a jump starter, we're going to look at that window first. So it's easy as just pulling it out. The rubber has a little hanger there, so you're not going to lose that piece. It's connected. And then of course, all you're going to have to do is take that, and again, you've seen that one side was flat like a D, the other one is a O. You just plug it in, only fits one way. You hook it up to your battery and you're good to go. For these other ones, we'll just pull it from one side because this is one big door here. So you open it up just like this, and you can see now you got your two USBs, USB-C, and your DC plug. So again, you saw the battery was dropping. This thing hasn't been charged, it's just been basically messed around with by me. I had it down to actually 68%, and when I turned it on, it was back at 74. So it's good to know that it's not going to drain itself. It's actually going to give you a little bit of power back after you've been messing with it. But if you want to plug anything in, these would be to charge your phones, or if you want to actually charge this thing up, you're going to grab your USB and plug it into the wall, and then it'll fire it up and charge it back up to 100% so you can use it on your battery. And then inside the user manual, after seeing all the outputs and everything, this gives you exactly how much power each one can put out. So Type C, USB-C, 1, 2, and the DC, and then it gives you dimensions and your battery capacity. And then one other thing I forgot to mention with the light, so if you hold this down for 3 seconds, it'll pop back on. It actually has different modes. If you push it once, you get a strobe. So it's maybe if you're stuck somewhere, you're trying to get someone's attention, you can see you got a strobe. You push it again, and you got a slow strobe. And then press it one more time, it goes off, and you're good to go. And if you're wondering which one of these is to actually charge this thing back up, it's your Type C in and out is the one you're looking for. So plug in the Type C. You have your one cable here where it goes from A to C. Plug the C into that Type C in and out. Find a charger, plug this into the wall, plug it into whatever, maybe you got a USB plug somewhere, and that's the one that'll actually recharge the battery in the jump starter itself. Alright, now before we test this, I started off the video by saying specifically if you drive a Frontier or any Nissan vehicle, you should pick one of these up. And you might say, well, why do you say that? Reason I say that is because right here, we got a battery. It says Nissan, because funny enough, about 2 days before these guys had AUXITO, messaged me to say, hey, you want to test out this jump starter kit? This is the battery out of my 2018 Pathfinder. This is the third battery out of my 2018 Nissan Pathfinder. First one, we were driving around, and now, reason I say any Nissan, I'm starting to see messages and comments on Facebook groups about this truck as well. these batteries are junk. And 100%, yes they are. First, what happens is you're driving around, everything's normal, it doesn't have trouble starting, it doesn't have any issues with dim lighting or anything like that. All the electronics work, all the safety features work, and then you hop in your car and it doesn't start. The radio works, the lights turn on, but it won't start. So whatever Nissan does, and now I'm assuming this is the same in the Frontier because the comments I've seen are exactly what happened with my Pathfinder. And that is, you drive around, like for me, the first time I was driving to the mall, we hopped out, everything was fine, car locked, come back out, unlock the car, jump in, push button start, no go, nothing, doesn't click, doesn't do anything. So the battery is not 100% dead, but it doesn't have enough juice to let the starter start the car, which is where this guy would come in handy. Because like I said, this is battery number 3. We're in 2024 right now, and I got my Pathfinder in 2018. So, first one was warranty. Second one, it was doing it again. We got them to replace it with this battery. And now, third, this happened just a couple months ago. And I ended up going and just buying a cheap battery from Walmart, EverStart. Because these things, like I said, I don't know what brand these are. This is what you get on the front. I don't know who Nissan uses for their batteries, but they are junk. So if your car will not start, your battery's not dead, it's not an electrical issue, it just doesn't have enough juice to fire up and start the vehicle. So if I'm going off-road and I'm in the middle of nowhere and I'm by myself and I come out going camping, I come to jump back in my truck and it will not start. The battery might not be good forever, but this guy will get me going enough to at least get back out of the bush and able to go and swap out my battery with a good one. Or if I'm feeling cheap that day, go to Nissan and make them replace it with another junk one for a little while at least. Alright, so the nice thing with having the junk battery is I can actually show you how to hook this up. Now, of course, this battery is not in the car. I'm not going to be able to show you how it works and how it fires up the car, but you don't have to disconnect the battery from your car. You're going to actually put these on the same terminal while it's hooked up to the vehicle. So you're going to have your wires coming out, put it on just as if you're jump starting the car. It doesn't have to be a solid battery like this on its own. You don't have to disconnect from your car because you want it to start. So what you do, come here, we'll turn on the power, 71%. When we hit start now, you can see blinking red and green. That means it's telling itself, hey, we're not hooked up properly, we're ready to go, but you're not. So now, if we're to hook this on, you'll hear a click, and that will go to green. So you can see. And now if you listen, this thing clicks. That's completely normal because you are going to jump in the vehicle now. This is basically giving your battery just a little bit extra juice. So when you jump in, you start the vehicle, it's going to fire up. It's going to let the battery get the car going. Then your alternator will take over, charged up, hopefully keep your vehicle going. If for some reason it won't work, that is when you want to force start. So you would hold this down for 7 seconds while you're trying to start the car. So it's not going to do anything if you actually push it. You hold it down. You can see it actually turned it off because the vehicle is not trying to start. It's not drawing any power. So basically what that force does is when the car is trying to start and the power gets drawn from the battery, it's going to bring more juice from this battery pack into the big battery. So instead of just kind of trickle charging it and helping you boost up something that might not be completely dead, with the force stop, it's going to give it that big boost of energy, and it's basically going to be sucking power not only from your battery, but from the battery pack as well. So it just helps it. And again, if you want that to work, you got to hold this down for 7 seconds. And then it shut itself off. Reason being is it can tell that the draw from the battery is not right. So for safety reasons and to just conserve its own battery power, it's going to shut itself off. But when you have that in your vehicle, you go and hop in the truck or car or whatever you're doing this on, this thing can do everything up to like a 10 liter. So you can hook this thing up to a giant truck, even a tractor, and it's going to be able to do its thing. So there you go, guys. The AUXITO J503 jump starter battery pack works great. I recommend, especially if you're driving a Frontier or any sort of Nissan, pick this up, because like I said, in my Pathfinder, I've been on the dirty end of the stick when your battery dies. And of course, we got everything on this truck if we're off-road, and you know, we got different sort of lights. We got ditch lights, we got rock lights, we got the light bar. If something happens to be running in the truck and drains the battery just without the batteries being junk, this is going to save you out there in the bush. So for a few bucks, throw it in your bag. Super lightweight, super compact. Everything fits in a nice carrying case. It'll keep it clean, keep all the dust and grime out. And if you're ever stuck somewhere out in the bush, you got yourself a way out. That might not fix it 100%. You may still need to get a new battery, but it's going to get you up and running, so you can at least get to somewhere where, one, someone will find you, or two, somewhere where you're going to be able to fix it yourself. So again, big shout out to AUXITO. I'll put the link down below for this thing, and if you want to pick one up, you can go straight through there. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Hopefully we catch you on the next one, and thanks for watching this one, everybody.